going to go through here how to get it set up on your phone. First place you got to go is download the app. So I got a Samsung, so I'm going to go to the Play Store. I'm going to just search Smart Life app. That's what I'm going to use. I already have it installed. So if you don't have it installed yet for any other applications or devices like I have, then all you would do is just click install right here on the top right. And mine says open. So after yours installs, you don't have to do anything. It's just going to change to open after like a minute or two. So I'm going to click open. And the first thing you're going to do is get an agreement policy. If you want to read through it, you can do that and then agree. And now you got to log in or sign up if you've never had it before. So I'm going to do that quick. You have to do, you click agree, and then I'm going to log in here real quick. Signed up, logged in to the Smart Life app. So now I'm just going to need to add a device. So it's telling me to do that. If it doesn't tell you automatically to do that, if it look like this, you can just click add device, or you click the plus up here, it doesn't matter. Add device. And then you go to, there's some permissions that you have to go through. So it's actually important to go through and do this just to make sure you get the notifications from the application. So you click on settings, and then it's going to kind of walk you through exactly what it is to do. So you can see Smart Life, I don't have any permissions allowed, so I'm going to want to go ahead and I'm going to allow pretty much all this stuff. And just that way we make sure we get all the notifications that we need to get when it's time to get them. Right up there you can see I got notifications allowed, everything's on. That's important. So you click the plus button and then add device. And then if it's the first time you've ever used Smart Life or this particular device, it might ask you to go through some notification settings. So a little pop-up will come up. You just click on that and make sure all your notifications are allowed for this particular app. And then after you're ready, you go to sensors on here on the left, and then a little bit down the page it says alarm Wi-Fi. Okay, so now that I put in the username and password for my Wi-Fi in my house, before I do this next step, I'm going to power on the device here. So I go on the back, there's an on and off button. So first I'm going to plug it in, and then I'm going to click the on button as well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click next here on the phone. It's going to say blinking quick, rapidly or slowly. So before I click on either one, I'm going to go to menu. I'm going to go to settings. I'm going to go to Wi-Fi.
Please enter the password.
Default password is 1234. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click AirLink recommended. And I'm going to click OK.
Setting up.
And then I click on that. So then they will find each other and link up. Okay, now that we got them matched up with the Wi-Fi, we're going to go through a couple of things here. Get back to the home screen here on this one. And you can see we're on the home screen of the Smart Life app here. You can also use the Tuya app, so there's a couple different apps you can do here. I just prefer the Smart Life one. You can see a couple other things on that I'm already using. So once it's in there, you can see mine's named Security System. I want to talk about the renaming process quick because the default name is like multifunctional device or something like that. And when you're talking about like voice commands in Google or with Alexa, I think it's just easier just to say security system, like arm my security system or disarm my security system. So I changed the name. So up here on the top right, once you're in here, there's a little pencil. You just click on that. And then again on the top right, there's another pencil. Click that one again. And then you can see where it says name, security system. And you click on that and that's going to pop up there and you can literally put whatever you want. So I want a security system. You do whatever makes sense for you. So I'm going to save that, and I'm going back to the home screen here, and we're just going to set the phone aside here for a second. Alright, okay, so back here, before I get into the basic settings and all that kind of good stuff, I want to talk about this little device here and kind of the great things that go with it. So it's high performance, high speed. It actually comes with online updates too, so it's going to be relevant for a long time. You don't have to upgrade it like next year or anything like that. It also, you know, it's thin and it's not too big, so it's not too big and clunky. It's gonna pretty much match any sort of decor that you got going on in your house. Touchscreen, easy to use, all the things that you're going to want in something like this. So let's get into the basic settings. So we're just going to start with menu, and when you click menu, you're going to have 3 different things pop up here. You got settings, security, and accessories. So I'm actually going to start with just settings over here on the right, and you can see a bunch of different things show up here. I'll just kind of talk through each one of them. So we're going to start up here in the top left. That's the Wi-Fi. If you ever need to change your Wi-Fi, so again, default password 1234. I'll do that. You can go in there if your Wi-Fi changed, move to a new house, whatever. You go in there and set up the same way we just did. So that's there. We've already done that. Let's go to time. If you got to change the time or the date, pretty easy. I got the time sync on, so it just syncs up with everything. And then audio, there's different volumes in here, so you can turn volume up or turn volume down and turn tones on and off. That's the default right there, so I'm just going to leave it like there, but it can go louder if I needed to. Display, this is the standby, so after 60 seconds of inactivity, it's just going to go into standby. You can make that up to 180 seconds if you want. I think if you put 0, as it says here, then it just always stays on. So anywhere from 10 to 180 seconds or 0. I'm good with 60 seconds, so I'm going to keep that as is. So it's saved. Go back down here to language. If English is not your main language, of course there are a few other ones there, or if you got other people in the house that need to see it in a different language, a few options for you. And then these bottom 3, so if you ever need to reboot it, you can click on the recover. This one's actually not 1, 2, 3, 4. This is default is 9, 8, 7, 6. And you got your recover and your reboot there. So that's there if you need it. There's a cleaning mode as well. So if you ever need to clean a device, you can put that in cleaning mode. And then the help, we got the QR scans there. So you can get the full user manual, English or Chinese. So that is the settings. So now we're back to, I'll just go back to the home page. So again, menu, we just went through all the settings on the far right. So now we're going to be here in the middle here, security. And this is a few different things going on. We're going to start on the left again. So delay. This is, of course, when I'm doing the away alarm. That's the top left one here. I think the default is like 30 seconds or maybe even 60 seconds, something like that. So like when you're leaving your house and you want to alarm it, how many seconds do you need to pretty much get out the door before it gets armed? Probably more than 3 seconds. I would say 30 to 60 is pretty standard. I'm going with 3 just so later in the video we're not waiting for that whole countdown. So I'm going to leave it at 3, but if I want to change it, I can just type in 30, click that save button in the bottom right, and I'm good to go. But I'm going to leave it at 3. Well, it can go higher, so let's go back to 3. Save it. Alright, and then it's the same process there for the other 2 things. This is actually this bottom one, the siren time. How long does that siren go for? You can go from 0 to 1800 seconds, so how long do you want it to beep and go off for? I think the default's 180. I just jacked it up to 500 because that's what I think is best. And then the alarm delay, we're going to see that come into play a little bit later too, so I'll explain that. But you can change it, off of 5 seconds if that doesn't make sense. I'm doing short ones just because for the video it makes sense to do that. Alright, so now we're back to here. Let's go to password. If I don't like the default 1234 password and I want to change it to something else, you can do that. So you just put in your original password, 1234, and then you get the new password. You put that in twice, save, done. Over here, the alarm. Now the settings here, some are on, some are off. I'm not sure what the default ones are, but it's something similar to this. Basically what you're going to want to do, just so you can use this guy later, so make sure because that's going to make the alarm louder if you want it to be louder, just turn them all on. You can of course come in here and turn these off later, but I'm going to turn them all on so then later we can use that extra loud alarm that I will explain. So let's go back to the home page, back to the home page. So we're back in the menu. We've already gone through settings and security. Now let's talk about, we got to talk about accessories. And again, remember this thing supports up to like 200 accessories. So we got a lot of different accessories you can put on here. So however many windows you want to arm, however many doors you want to arm, or whatever it is you want to arm, you can add so many different things. You can even add a doorbell, things like that. So the first one, once we get into accessories, we want to talk about the detector. So that's on the left here. Now there's a few different things you're gonna put up in here. You see mine's blank. That's why it's gonna come out the thing. But the first one we're gonna use here is the motion detector. Okay, so with the motion detector, you do gotta turn it on. There's a little switch here. Maybe if you have a long nail, you can get in there, but I got short nails, so I can't get in there. So I'm just gonna use a little screwdriver. You can literally use anything that can fit in there. Up or down. Down is off, up is on. So I'm gonna turn it on so we can use it. Okay, and you see it's beeping there a little bit. Put that aside. And now what we're going to do, we're going to add this device so then, it can detect the motion and set the alarm off when it needs to. So I just go to plus. And with the detector, what I'm going to want to do is leave it on. There's a few different settings here. This one I think is best. Yeah, this one's best on just that default setting, actually, system alarm. There's a few different ones here. All arm active, away arm active, 24 hours always active. Or if you want to disable it, you might want to do that if you're at home. Obviously, you're going to be at home, it's going to pick up the motion, so you could disable that too. Or there's all arm active, that's going to have a little delay. You guys saw that 5-second delay in there before it sets the alarm off. You can do it with no delay. So there's a few different options there. I'm just going to leave it on that. System alarm, the mode is all arm active, zone, we'll leave it at 1. So I hit pair.
Please trigger accessories.
And to trigger this accessory, all you gotta do is just get some motion in front of it. And right there, pick that motion up right away. So that one is in, so we're gonna get that one out of the way. And now we wanna go to the remotes. We got 2 remotes here. You can put those like on your keychain or whatever. They got just kind of the same buttons you see in the interface. So we wanna put, we're gonna actually go back. Just one there. And we want to go to where it says remote. So we were just in a detector, went back one, now it says remote. I click remote, and it's the same process. Click that plus. Any of these buttons on here will trigger it. That one's paired. We'll play with those later to see what they do. We'll get the other one paired. Any of the buttons work. Those are now both paired. Alright. So we're going to go back one more again. So the other thing that we want to put in for now is one of these door or alarm sensors here. So you're gonna put one of these pieces. This one usually goes on the frame, so your door frame or your window frame. You're gonna put that one on your moving window or your moving door. But when your door's shut or your window's shut, they're gonna be touching, which way makes sense on the way your stuff is set up. But we'll just leave it like this for now. So they're touching, and now to set these up, you want to make sure that they're connected together like that. And then you go into the detector, hit the plus button, and then with these door sensors, you do want to actually change the settings a little bit. So instead of system alarm, click it once, and it's going to change to door alarm, and then you can leave the mode into all arm active. That actually makes sense for this. And then I'll hit pair.
Please trigger accessories.
And to trigger it, just pull this off. And those are now together. And we'll see how that works. We're going to set them aside for now. We're going to see how that works actually a little bit later. How that's going to set off the alarm and stuff. Okay, so now I think we are ready to, we'll get back to the home page, and we are ready to just kind of see how it works. Just go through the arming and the disarming and how it's going to work with this interface. You can do all of this with your phone too, of course. But we're going to do it here with this. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at that timer. So we go to menu, we're going to security.
Please enter the password.
Put in that default 1, 2, 3, 4 password. And then you got I want to talk about the delay here. So I again have it at 3 seconds just for the video. You're probably going to want more than that. Imagine you're opening the door, you arm it, and you got to get 3 kids through the door before you shut it and fully armed. You're going to need 30, 60, maybe more than that. It's just whatever works for your lifestyle. If it's just you, maybe 5 seconds is good enough. I'm going to leave it at 3 for now though. Okay, so back to the home. Well, I got it saved there, and then back to the home. And now we're going to start with the away arm. So I want to arm it like I'm going to be away from the house or business or wherever you are. So I click on away alarm.
Delay arming. Please evacuate.
And you can see my phone, the settings are going off there telling me that it's armed and disarmed. and you'll see that throughout the video here. But so now it's armed, so that you get that countdown, and it's quickly armed here, and a few different things are going to go off. You can, depending on how you have things set up. So the motion detector, you got that in your house. Obviously, if you're away, you want that to be detecting motion. Okay, so we'll just do that quick. Let's just say someone comes in and the motion comes. You don't have to be this close, of course, but then there's 5 seconds here and the alarm's going to go off.
System disarmed.
And so I disarmed that real quick, so you don't have to listen to that. So, that's how that's going to work with the motion detector. So that's nice that it'll detect that motion. You can set that up anywhere you want in your house, by the door or by a window, whatever. Also, we're going to look at the door sensor here. So let's say we'll go back and like I'm away.
Delay arming. Please evacuate.
Okay,
System
so
armed.
nobody's home, whether it's been 1 minute, 1 second, 1 hour, 1 day, however long you're gone. So we'll just pretend like this is on your door or your window somewhere. As soon as somebody opens that door or window, it's going to set that off. Okay? And so I want to disarm it. Alright, so that's disarmed. You can see my phone's going off there. So if I'm not at home and I got my phone with me, I'll get all these notifications, which is nice. Okay, so that's if you're gone. It's kind of the same with you're staying at home. Now, if you have the motion detector on, you might want to just kind of change the settings on that. So I go to detector. That first one was my motion detector. Okay, so I probably just want to disable it. Alright, save it. Because otherwise, if it's not disabled, every time you walk by your motion sensor, it's going to go off. So you probably don't want that. So I'm just going to disable it like I'm home. Alright, so let's go to the stay arm. Just means you're home. So we'll click that.
Stay armed.
Automatically arms there. Now, of course, we'll get the motion sensor back in here. So we try to set that off since I disabled it. It's picking up the motion. You can see that light's picking up the motion, but it's not going to set off the alarm, which is what we want because we're home. So that's nice. Okay, and you can do the same thing with the door sensor. If you want to set it up to disable it, so like when the door opens, it doesn't set it off, which I didn't disable it, so it's going to set it off there.
System disarmed.
Okay, but you can disable it the same exact way that you disabled that motion sensor. It's going to work out that way as well. Okay, so the last thing I want to just check in, there's two things. I want to show you guys the siren, and I want to go over the remotes here. So let's do the remotes first. Those are nice and easy. I mean, they're the exact same things. We only need one of them. So this is like just like another way to arm it or disarm it. So it's got the other buttons here. They match up with what's going on here. So I got if I have to set off the SOS, I can click that, and that's going to set it off right away.
System disarmed.
Disarm that. Also get that notification on my phone, so you know that somebody clicked the SOS. Otherwise, if I'm just like arming it as if I'm home or away, that kind of stuff, I can click those buttons as is. So I click that.
Delay arming.
That's
Please
the
evacuate.
away arm. So
System
now it's armed. Middle button will disarm it.
System disarmed.
And then this top right one is for the stay arming when you're at home.
Stay armed.
And then you can
System disarmed.
disarm it real easy, just like that. So that's got limited distance. Obviously, it's not quite like your phone. It's going to have a lot more distance. Essentially unlimited, but this one you want to be basically in the vicinity of your house. Maybe you're in the car, in the driveway, or in the garage, or upstairs in your bedroom, downstairs, whatever. It'll work. But obviously, if you're a bunch of miles away, you want to use your phone for that. Okay, so those are the remotes. Last thing I want to bring in here is the alarm or the siren. The siren is much louder than just what you've been hearing here. So I'm going to test it just so you guys can kind of see the difference in sound. You're probably going to want to turn the volumes down because it's going to get really loud. So all I do is I plug it into the side. Okay, and now I'm going to set off just like any other alarm that I would set off. So I'm just going to click this button.
System disarmed.
Okay, so that was I just clicked the SOS on the keyboard there just so it would go off really quick. But you can see that was really loud. So I disarmed that, and then I'll just show you the regular sound again so you can get that comparison.
System disarmed.
Okay, so you might think, well, why do I need two different levels of volume? I would say if maybe you live in a smaller apartment or smaller house, and this is really close to your bedroom or wherever you spend most of your time, maybe that's enough. That sound. You don't need it to be louder than that. Maybe you have a bigger house or a business or a bigger building that you're trying to arm. Then you're going to want to use this really loud siren. Or if you just want to scare the heck out of any intruder, I think the louder the better. So that would just be another one. Maybe you're leaving for vacation for a week. I would hook up that loud one just for extra added security. But that's it there. Right over here we got our remote, we got our SOS button, we got the door sensor installed up here in the corner, and we got the motion detection system over here. So I'm just going to go through how to arm it and how it's going to work. So first I turn this, touch this so it turns on. I'm going to start with the alarm or the arm as if I was leaving the house. So I click that in the top right.
Delay arming. Please evacuate.
I got it on a 10-second timer. So I would have essentially 10 seconds to open the door and close it.
System armed.
Here it is armed. So now, whether it's right now or 2 hours, 3 hours down the road, anytime this door gets opened or that motion sensor sends us a motion, it's going to set the alarm off. So I'm going to open the door. And now it's got a 12-second timer. That's what I said. It was 12 seconds. And then once those 12 seconds run down, you're going to see the alarm's going to go off. So if it doesn't go off, it is me. I'll just click disarm, and then I'll put in my 1234 default code or whatever code I put it to disarm it there. If I want to use the motion sensor, let's say I'm leaving again, we'll set up that. Click that away arm button. Now I'll show you what happens when somebody sets off the motion. So maybe they don't come in this door, they come in somewhere else. The motion system's up. It's installed right up here. So let's just say somebody walks by it. You can hear that timer is going off again. So if it is me, then I'll just come over here and I'll disarm it. But if it's an intruder, then in a few seconds here, the alarm's going to go off.
System disarmed.
So now it's disarmed. If I want to, I can do the same thing if I'm staying at home. I've got the stay alarm.
Stay armed.
So that just automatically arms up, and then if say I'm upstairs or something, somebody comes in this door unexpectedly, that'll set the alarm off as well. Same thing with the motion detector. I got my SOS button here as well, so if I'm at home or whatever it is, and someone wants to set off the SOS button because they need help, and I get that notification on my phone too wherever I'm at, I just push this button,
System disarmed.
and I'll get notified on my phone knowing that somebody pushed that button. Last thing here, we got the remote. So that might be on your keychain with you wherever you're at, or wherever you want to put it. And then you get the SOS button on here, the stay home, and the stay arm and the away arm, and of course the disarm. So if I did SOS,
System disarmed.
disarm there. And then let's say somebody sets off the motion here again. Oh, it's not armed. Let me arm it quick.
Delay arming.
So it's
Delay arming. Please evacuate. Delay arming. Please evacuate. System armed.
So it's armed. I'll set off that motion. And then I can use the remote to disarm the system as well.
System disarmed.
Okay, now I want to show how it works when you have it set up on your phone. So I'm just going to go here to the Smart Life app. It's going to take me to the home page here. I click on security system because that's what this is. And then I have basically the same interface that I had over here on the device. So I'll just go through, say I'm leaving the house.
Delay arming. Please evacuate.
It's going to set that up the same exact way as if you were to be using this. So we'll test the door.
System armed.
So it's armed, somebody comes. It's going to trigger that and click disarm
System disarmed.
right from my phone, and then it's now disarmed. Same thing with the SOS button. Check. Alarm silence, and then I'll click alarm
System
remove.
disarmed.
And that is gone there as well. And let's just say I'm at home and I want the motion detecting system to be up. I'll just do that
Stay
quick.
armed.
So it's armed. I walk by it. And that's going to set that up. And now I'm going to just disarm it.
System disarmed.
And so that's how the phone works, pretty much the same way as if you were to control. So obviously got a great product here, really easy to install as I just showed, easy to use, easy to get it on your phone so you can take it wherever you want to go. Get it on Amazon for a great price so it shows up at your door the next day and then you get it installed and you're protected. That way you get peace of mind no matter where you go. You can protect your family, your home, your business, whatever it is you may need.
One of the things that I wholeheartedly believe that you